Whether it's a fast food joint, cinema or local coffee shop, when you get your first job as a teenager, it's a pretty exciting feeling. But tonight, claims our bright-eyed teens are being ripped off for cheap labour.
I get very down sometimes because, I'm constantly trying to earn an income to try and support myself just to live a normal life.
Cameron Taylor works hard juggling Year 12 and his after-school job at Target.
I have to pay for all my food, rent, bills. Being on a wage that, doesn't actually meet the cost of living, it's very hard to make ends meet.
Unlike most teens, Cameron lives independently. But because he's 17 years old, he only earns 60% of what his adult counterparts make.
We're doing the exact same job and, I don't think it's fair that I'm getting paid less to do the exact same amount of work.
We shouldn't assume every single young person has got mum and dad supporting them. Many young people have to support themselves and it's extremely difficult for them at the moment.
Teens in hospo jobs earn as little as 50% of the minimum wage for adults. For retail roles, their rate dips to as low as 45% of their older counterparts. And things are even worse at fast food chains, which pay as low as 40% of minimum wage. Now Australia's peak union is pushing to abolish those junior pay rates.
For too long, young people haven't been paid the same pay for the same work, and that's just not something that's acceptable, any longer.
The ACTU is also calling for a crackdown on exploitative training practices and on super, which is currently only paid to under 18s working more than 30 hours a week.
It may not look like it now, a small amount of money in your bank account. That small amount of money will grow into a lot of money.
But businesses say there are reasons young people aren't paid the same as their adult colleagues.
We know that a 15-year-old who's potentially working part-time after school, that's a very different scenario for a 28-year-old or a 30-year-old who will have more life experience.
And that if it costs the same to employ them as their older, more experienced counterparts, many youth could find themselves out of a job.
We just need to be careful that we're not undermining the ability for small businesses to provide job opportunities to thousands of young people in Australia.
So, should it be as simple as same job, same pay? Or could abolishing youth wages backfire for Aussie youngsters?
Oh, what a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think that same pay for same job
No,
works?
I don't. Of course it doesn't work. Because if a girlfriend of mine has an ice cream shop, and a couple of years ago I remember her saying on a Sunday she had to pay a 16-year-old $35 an hour or $38 an hour.
Good money.
Amazing money, but also she's like, I'm teaching the 16-year-old can't do what a 40-year-old would do.
Yes.
So, especially small businesses, aren't they taking often young people on not just to exploit them, but also to teach them?
Yes, and I would say that, Cameron represents a very specific type of teenager, right?
And very unusual.
Yes. Whereas I'm not necessarily sure that if you were working in the same workplace and you had a 40-year-old and that 16-year-old, then you'd have to answer the questions from the 40-year-old being like, why am I getting paid the same amount?
And I'm teaching them. What do you think about super? Young people getting super?
I think super's great.
I think that's a good
I don't even
idea
know what
too.
super is.
Yeah, but you're also earning 40% of what Liz is earning, so don't worry about any of it, mate.
All right. Well